administration launched its 22nd strike on an alleged drug boat Thursday. The Pentagon says 4 people were killed in the attack. The announcement came hours after Admiral Frank Mitch Bradley briefed lawmakers on a series of strikes launched September 2nd. The initial attack left 2 survivors. Bradley ordered a follow-up attack to take them out, but the admiral denied there was an order to kill everyone, according to Senator Tom Cotton. Lawmakers were shown footage of the strikes, and 2 sources familiar with the contents of the videos say survivors there were waving overhead before the second strike. One of the sources said the action could be interpreted as the survivors either calling for help or wanting to wave off another strike.
Let's talk about the speedboats.
Woo! Venezuela again.
The speedboats, yeah.
The guy, what's his name, that came out and said, Trump can do and blow up whatever he wants to. He said he's the president. He said Trump can blow up and do it. He's the president. He can do what he wants, and they're justifying blowing up boats.
Listen, so I've kind of touched on this before, but I'm gonna globalize it even further because I've been saying we're currently in a war, a global war. And as far
What's the global war?
The global war, we have Russia, North Korea,
they're together.
Iran. Yeah, this is a one group. So it's Russia, China, Iran, and we're all in, and then the United States is in a war with all of them. And they're basically a big battleground that people are not aware of is South America and Central America. And Cuba is basically Russian. That's Russia.
Yeah.
They've had that for a while. Venezuela, China, Russia. And this is what we're doing. And I also mentioned this. They found a large deposit, Saudi-sized deposit of petroleum in Ghana. And Maduro from Venezuela said, "Oh, historically, that land that pertains to us. That's ours. We're taking that. It's been ours. We're gonna get it." And what happened? All of a sudden, we started having issues with these speedboats and having issues with with Maduro's government. To be honest, actually, we've always had problems with them, but not to the level where we're not. Yeah, usually what they would do, they would board these boats if they had drugs.
Yeah,
that's it. End of story. We weren't going and bombing boats.
Listen.
And letting go other cartel leaders like this Hernandez guy from.
Listen, brother out. Okay, everybody knows that the current administration, they love the island blacks, they love the South American blacks, especially the Ghanaian blacks, because they've got black stuff in their soul and in the ground. And we're going to do everything that we can in this country, brother, to support the Ghanaian blacks. You know, they're spicy blacks over there. They're the Ghanaian people. They've got a little Indian. That's why they've got that silky pretzel.
I get confused a lot for
yeah, I can see that. You look like a Guyanese brother myself.
Yeah.
Yourself.
So what is the insight or foresight? What is
resources? We need those resources.
Yeah.
There's an unlimited resource.
I'm not playing with you. I'm not messing with you, man. See, you gotta watch those sneaky Dominicans.
But listen, he's talking real talk. Like, why?
So is it justified?
But the crazy thing, I haven't heard anybody talk about these points I'm putting out right now. Like this insight.
If you see
so you think it's not about drugs?
No,
right?
It's not about drugs.
So what's next? So the military blew up another boat Thursday, killing 4 male terrorists, right? And they're saying that the boats have drugs on them, which they don't know. How can you know? They just blowing up anything that's in that region. Now they're crossing over into international waters.
Well,
so they're blowing up. It's like they're already blowing up boats in enemy waters. They're crossed over.
But you know they passed this.
That's dangerous.
They have this special law now, and they've said that this cartel is a terrorist group. So because they're supposedly terrorist group,
where do people fish?
Execute them.
Where do people fish?
So
are these fishing boats?
So I watched a video on MS Now, and they were talking about they had a guy who actually was in war, and his Humvee got blown up, right? And they were talking about how when the first initial strike hit them, the people were like, oh, they were looking to throw drugs over the boat and get themselves together. And he was like, even think about it if you've ever been in a car accident. As soon as that hit, as soon as you get hit,
is this going to lead to war?
But what I mean is, as soon as you get hit with that type of trauma, you're out of it, and you're just trying to like reorient yourself with what's going on in the area. So when those guys that first strike hit, them dudes wasn't trying to position stuff. They were trying to figure out if they were alive and what was going on. And then
he's sending another missile.
And then they hit him with the DJ.
Trump sent another missile.
Yeah.
When the first missile hit the boat, but then some jumped off. I guess they saw the missile coming. They were swimming. They said, "Oh no!" Hit him again. Boom! It killed.
Yeah.
So it's not about are we at war?
And this is what I'm gonna say.
Are we at war? Because he's.
If it's about the drugs, wouldn't that be the end of the story?
Yeah.
We destroy the drugs.
He crossed over into.
It's not about the drugs.
He crossed over into enemy waters, right? International waters, carrying out airstrikes on all boats. Who has Venezuela's back? Who can step in?
A good question.
Who can step in and say, you know what? Now we're going to send a missile at you.
Yeah, that's
Venezuela
a good question.
can't do it by themselves.
No,
they can't do it by themselves.
They're in communications with Russia again, because this is the war I'm talking about. They've had conversation. The Venezuelan president had conversation with the Brazilian president. So Brazil was on board with Venezuela.
Brazil is on board with Venezuela.
Oh yeah.
Is Brazil strong enough to go against Trump?
No.
United States?
No. But they're calling in the Russians.
Is Russia going to step in and help Venezuela? Because let me tell you, right now, a lot of the Venezuelan people don't want Maduro in there.
No,
they don't.
I gotta look this
up.
So
they might not even.
I apologize. I didn't come in with the proper
you?
resources. But you can fact check me.
Mm-hmm.
Russia did send battleships down that way with nuke heads, with nuclear.
So they're starting to blow up boats in Venezuela, right? Because what if the people are fishing?
Yeah.
They're telling us, people, stop believing. Fact check. You both will always have both sides of the story. Stop believing everything the first thing you see on television, right? So my insight says I think this is going to escalate. If they're blowing up every boat in international, and they don't care. You know why? Because they feel like missiles are stronger than everybody else's missiles.
Well, to play the devil's advocate again, they are getting intel. So they're getting intels from these other countries.
They telling us that.
They're like,
listen,
we love you, Trump.
Y'all lied. They lied. They lied. Listen, they lied in the beginning and said we only gonna go after criminals, right? Immigrants, right? So this is again the switch and bait. You know what I mean? The old the 52 fake out.